My dear students, welcome to Commissionerate of Collegiate Education. I am G.L.N. the lecturer in charge, Department of Zoology, Government College, Autonomous, Anantapur. In this class, let us learn about care and management of milk, dry and pregnant animals. The objective behind this lesson is to equip the students in various management strategies that are implemented in the dairy industry. Because dairy industry has greater employment potential, if any student wants to make his career in dairy industry, the knowledge which he is going to gain in this lesson will definitely make him a successful professional in this industry. Dairy industry is one of the leading industries in India. Thanks to the efforts of Varghese Kurian, who has started milk cooperative societies in India. Varghese Kurian, who is also known as Milkman of India, has established Amul in Anand city of Gujarat, and he has brought out white revolution, and this white revolution is meant for increase the milk production in India. And due to the efforts of Varghese Kurian, now India is leading the world in milk production. And milk and meat are two important products of dairy industry. And these two products, namely milk and meat, they are very crucial in satisfying or in supplying the calorific requirements of Indian public. So milk and meat are very essential in maintaining the public health profile. In such cases, the milk production should be boosted and the meat production should also be increased in dairy industry. So in order to increase the milk and meat production, the care and management of these cattle should be taken in a scientific manner at each and every level. Because in the life cycle of the cattle, there are different stages like calf stage, dry period and lactation period, pregnancy period, like that. At each and every level, the care and management should be very scientific. Otherwise, the milk production may get reduced. This negatively influences the public health profile. So, the topic essentially deals with care and management of these cattle during lactation period, dry period, and also during pregnancy period. Now, let us see the significance of the milk. Milk is the most important product of dairy industry, and India leads the world in the milk production due to the implementation of healthy management strategies. And in order to increase the milk boost, we have to take every step, because during lactation period it is very essential to supplement the diet with various nutrients. Balanced diet should be given to the lactating cattle. So the period of milk production is called a lactation period or lactating period. During this lactation period, extra care should be taken and extra supplements should be given to the animal. And even the expression of milk or extraction of milk also plays a crucial role in milk production. And at the same time, this lactation period should be treated as some sort of unsafe period, because during this lactation period the cattle may be prone to various sorts of infections. So extra care should be taken during this lactation period, and also dry period should be maintained within a stipulated time, because the extent of dry period is going to influence the lactation during future. So all these stages like lactation period, pregnancy period and dry period, they are interrelated with each other. They are interdependent over each other. The care that is taken in one stage may be influencing the productivity of that animal in some other stage. So let us see how the period of lactation should be handled. So let me repeat, milk is the most important product of dairy industry, and India leads the world in the milk production due to the implementation of healthy management strategies. So the period of lactogenesis is called lactating period. Lactogenesis means milk production, and milk requires greater calcium supplements, and also it requires certain proteins. Extra proteins should be given to the lactating animal. Especially leguminous fodder should be given as feed during this lactation period, as this leguminous diet increases the process of lactogenesis. 2 liters of extra concentrate of milk should also be provided. Calcium supplements should be given as ingredients of the feed. Because greater the calcium content in the feed, greater will be the process of lactogenesis in that particular animal. So the quality of feed which we are providing to the animal during the period of lactation undoubtedly influences the milk productivity. So you should be very cautious regarding feed management and the type of feed that you are supplying. Apart from that, that means proteins are given, sufficient quantities of proteins are given, carbohydrates are given, lipids are given, along with certain calcium supplements. Apart from this, salt supplements should also be given in case of any conspicuous fluid loss. Of course, this may vary from season to season. During summer, of course, when these animals are exposed to scorching heat of the sun, they may face dehydration along with salt loss. In such cases, salt supplements along with copious quantities of water should be supplied to the lactating animal. Normally, cow resumes to heat period within 6 days of calving. So up to 16 days, special care, extra care should be taken. And udder should be checked for mastitis symptoms. Udder is nothing but an area where milk glands or mammary glands are very active, where mammary glands are present. And sometimes the udder may get infected and it may exhibit some sort of swelling. It may be due to bacterial infection or maybe due to the accumulation of milk if it is not properly expressed or if it is not properly extracted. In such cases, now and then the farmer or the dairy manager or the worker in the dairy should be observing the udder size, and udder should be checked for any unwanted inflammation or swelling. And while expressing milk or extracting milk is an art rather than a science. The entire hand should be involved in the process of extraction of milk instead of thumb and forefinger. Normally, even in rural areas, the farmers may be using only the thumb and forefinger for extracting milk from the udder of the cow or buffalo. But this is a little bit unscientific. So if you want to introduce some sort of scientific aesthetics to this milk extraction, the entire hand should be involved in the process of extraction of milk, and the hand should be very dry. Because if the hand of the farmer is wet during extraction, he may be transferring various infective agents to the udder of the cow. Udder is nothing but a biological reactor, and through this udder, many infective agents may enter. So in such cases, the hand should be kept dried in order to maintain aseptic conditions or microbial free conditions. Nowadays, due to the break of this pandemic corona or COVID-19, we have come to know about sanitizing process. So keeping the hand dry during milk extraction is a sanitizing methodology, that's all. So entire hand should be used and it should be kept dry during milk extraction. It's not advisable to use only thumb and forefinger for extraction. And milking frequency, that means milking extraction frequency should be thrice a day. Some farmers may practice this extraction of milk only twice a day, but it's better to make it 3 times a day. And if the milking process is suddenly stopped due to some reasons, the milk may get accumulated within the udder, leading to this mastitis. Mastitis is nothing but the inflammation of the udder. In such cases, the cow may face some sort of inconvenience. So the process of extraction of milk should be thrice a day. And during that period, if the milch animal, that means that milking animal or lactating animal, faces any inconvenience due to ill health, antibiotics like aromycin, terramycin may be administered. Vaccination was already done during the earlier stages, there is no need of vaccination during this lactation period, but it should be checked for its regular healthiness. So feed management is essential. Supplement should be properly given. Extra water should be fed to the lactating animal. And apart from that, hormonal imbalance should also be checked, because there are certain hormones that are required for milk production and milk ejection from the udder. Oxytocin is the hormone that is very essential for maternal behavior and also for ejection of milk from the udder. If there is no oxytocin level within the blood of this lactating cow, it's very difficult to express milk from such a cow, and it's very difficult for a calf to get milk from the udder of that cow. So that oxytocin level should be maintained, and if it is abnormally low, oxytocin may be administered externally, and prolactin levels should also be maintained during that lactating period. And the animal, as I already told, should be checked for mastitis. That's about the care that is to be taken for milk animal. Dry animal means this is a dry period where the lactogenesis is stopped, where the lactogenesis is halted. This is very important because the animal should be dried deliberately. It should be dried. If the milk extraction is done on alternate days, then it will make the animal dry. The process of lactogenesis will be stopped. Like that, the dryness can be induced deliberately, because the period of dryness should be within the stipulated range. If the dryness period is less than 40 days, at least 40 days is required. If dryness period is less than 40 days, what will happen? That will negatively influence the milk production after consumption and after parturition. Anyway, pregnant animals should not be allowed to move with the cattle that have aborted. So now let us concentrate on the management of pregnant animal. Pregnant animals should not be allowed to move with the cattle that have aborted, and the approximate date of calving should be noted down. Approximate date of parturition should also be noted down. So this lactation period and the pregnant period should be alternately followed by dry period. So dry period is sandwiched between the period of pregnancy and the period of lactation, like that. So this is very essential, because the period of dryness will invariably influence the lactation ability after consumption or after parturition. So anyway, pregnant animal, let us come to the management of this pregnant animal, because I have already told the stipulated time for this dryness. And the pregnant animal should not be allowed to move with the cattle that have aborted. The reason is sometimes this cattle may enter into certain quarreling tendencies. In such cases, in this mischievous cattle battle, the pregnant animals may be harmed beyond imagination, and it may result in some sort of abortion again for this pregnant animal. So this pregnant animal should be taken care properly, so that they should not be allowed to move with the cattle that have already aborted. And approximate date of calving should be noted down, and veterinary doctor should be consulted for this calculation. And as usual, the pregnant pregnant cattle should also be fed with leguminous fodder. It should be given leguminous fodder. Special laxative feed with wheat bran and groundnut cake can be given along with feed. Pregnant animals should not be allowed to walk on undulating terrains. If the terrain is not smooth, and if the terrain is unusually with some ups and downs, there is a scope for this pregnant animal for getting hurt during its walking. In such cases, it may fall down, it may become topsy-turvy, and it may result in some sort of abortion. So it's not, pregnant animals should not be allowed to graze on uneven terrains or undulating terrains. During the last days of gestation, extra feed should be given. Pens should be made ready with dry and fresh bedding before parturition. So this is how we have to take care of milking animal, that is milch animal, lactating animal, along with dry and pregnant animals. Let me repeat. Lactation period is the period of milk production. Lactogenesis is the process of milk production. During lactation period, the cow should be given proper care. Food supplements should be in a balanced proportion. Calcium supplements should be given. Salt supplements should also be given. Leguminous water should be given. And the cow should be tested for mastitis, that is inflammation of the udder. And expression of milk, that process of milking is very essential. Whole hand should be used, not only thumb and forefinger. And the dry period should be minimum 40 days. And if it is less than 40 days, it will be influencing the milk production negatively. And pregnant animal care should be taken in a scientific manner, and pregnant cattle should not be allowed to move with the cattle that have aborted. And veterinary doctor should be consulted in case of need. Sometimes the umbilical cord may not get wound off. In such cases, veterinary doctor help may be taken. So this is about the summary, and at the outset I thank profusely CCE of Andhra Pradesh for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Thank you very much.